Okay, someone do one for Aquaman now.
It's raining outside. Aquaman's tears.
That's better what I was going to say.
Oh, God, I can only imagine what you were going to say then.
Aquaman, more like Squawkwaman.
More like Walkwaman on water. It's either Aquafan or Aquabad.
Aquafan or Aquafoe. Willem Dafoe.
Ooh! Oh, fuck! Oh, Willem's gonna be here.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
That's the thing I'm looking the most forward to.
Talked about plenty about Aquaman in our trailer breakdown.
Yeah,
we're not going to say a ton about it because you kind of know our expectations already. I really just want to see Jason Momoa shine. That's really what I want out of it because he really does deserve to be a leading man. He is like one of the coolest fucking guys I've ever seen.
We're not going to go too far into everything that we feel about DC. We did that for over 10 minutes. And you can watch a whole video of it, and that was recently. That was last month. Yeah. So
just
go hit that eye. There's a more highly produced video of the three of us talking about what we think. Sitting here now, I do want to acknowledge the cancer that came out right after we got done with that. Pitbull covering Africa by Toto for the Aquaman movie.
Biggest missed opportunity that we didn't wait for that song to drop.
It happened like the day after we put up our video,
of course
too.
It did. It is a terrible song.
The best part about the song is the Africa part. So just listen to Africa.
Listen to Toto's Africa.
I don't think it's going to be great. And I'm not buying into people saying that it's good, but I'm hearing that it's crazy. And if nothing else, I love a really crazy movie, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it just for that.
Of our double features tonight, I am more excited for Aquaman than I am for Bumblebee. I think I'm going to be a little bit more enthralled with what's going on, and I'd like to see the world that Aquaman is in. I don't like Amber Heard, though. I'm not looking forward to her, but everybody else is pretty much solid for me.
Yeah.
I know I was pretty negative in the breakdown. As the movie gets closer, I do find myself being more and more excited. You know, a bunch of strangers on the internet telling me that this movie is great doesn't mean anything to me, but I do know some people personally that have seen it and have said it's a good time. I just like superhero movies, so I think I'm going to like it even if it's bad at that point. So
yeah, I mean, the best we can hope for is that this is a good DC movie that kind of puts them in another direction from what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And if it does that, I'll be happy with it.
So we're going to go see both these movies now.
We'll see you in a couple hours. Let's talk about Aquaman. In our trailer breakdown, I think all three of us said, I don't think this movie looks particularly good, and I think it looks boring. And whether or not it's good, I think is something that's debatable, but I'll go ahead and say I was never bored.
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's interesting to me that when it comes to superhero movies, I'm like the person the most that can walk out of a superhero movie and be like, wow, I loved that. There was just a lot of the beginning of the movie where it felt like we weren't really doing anything. I was a little bored up until like a very specific point that I guess I won't say.
I'm shocked at how much people are liking this movie, whether it's good or not, because there are other movies that I actually like quite a bit and some that I hate that have done pretty much the same things and been totally panned. You know, just a couple examples. A lot of Last Jedi vibes in here. A lot of Amazing Spider-Man 2 vibes with how campy we made it. And then the other big movie that I think this reminds me of is the fucking Green Lantern. Especially towards the end. So I don't understand what exactly makes Aquaman hailed as a great movie and Green Lantern hailed as trash. That being said, I definitely enjoy Aquaman more than Green Lantern.
Yeah, they had to like toe the line between being silly and being serious, and I did feel like they did a good enough job between the two. There were times that I was sitting there, I was like, this is a smidge too ridiculous.
Yes.
This is a smidge too silly, a smidge too campy. But there were other times where I was like, no, this worked. I think that the thing that makes it work the most is Jason Momoa being the head of the lead.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these superhero movies, the story is too serious, the actor that plays the role is too serious, the character is too serious, and it's like, this is a superhero movie. Like, he is half man, half fish. Like, we should be having fun. I'm Aquaman. I can breathe underwater, and I'm badass, and I'm Jason Momoa.
And my dad is a drunk who lives in a bar, and my mom is a fucking mermaid. other than it being too long, which I think is another issue
I
that
do
I
think
had.
it was too long.
Way
I had
too
real
long.
issues with the movie, but
Oh,
I
of
did
course.
actually enjoy. I do think of all the DC movies that have come out, this is the one that they had the most fun with, and I think that this is the one that they took the least serious, and then this is the one that is probably going to end up being their star. Oh yeah, most of the DC movies suck, but did you see Aquaman? That was badass.
This is fun, and it's so different too.
Yeah.
Not from other things that are out there, because it reminded me of several other movies, but it's very different from anything DC has tried so far, and that can only be a good thing. All the underwater stuff was fucking awesome. The sea monsters, the mermen with the beards, the waves, all the things they did with the... Willem Dafoe rides on a hammerhead shark in this movie. Despite all the silliness, they totally rolled with it in a way that's balls, you know what I mean? Just to go, yep, this is what we're doing now. It wins a lot of points for that alone.
Didn't Aquaman totally show up and control water in Justice League?
I was thinking, didn't he went to Atlantis in Justice League, but that's a whole plot point in this movie is, he's never even been to Atlantis. Now, but again, this doesn't speak to the quality of Aquaman. It speaks more to that Aquaman is catching up with the sins of Justice League, which I think is something that's going to hurt the movie, to be honest. But, like, for the life of me, I saw Justice League recently, and I can't remember enough details to tell you what's going on.
When did you watch Justice League?
Well, it was only a year ago. The total plot and events of your movie should not be totally gone from my brain.
There are movies that I
almost
saw
a year
more
later.
than-
You know, to catch up from a blow like that, it's amazing that this movie is as enjoyable as it is.
And it is quite
That's true.
enjoyable.
I do have a big issue with everything going on here, though, because I think despite their good attitude and despite what they were trying to do, they also play into the big DC issue of, I have too much going on in my movie. And then you treated Black Manta like a bitch.
Yep.
Like, I know he didn't die, spoiler, but the way they get rid of him in this movie is, like, equivalent to how they get rid of Bane in Dark Knight Rises, where it's like, I didn't feel that at all.
My biggest positive was Jason Momoa, 100%. He was the best part of this movie. I did think it was quite funny, and I mentioned this to you during the movie, that it didn't even seem like he had a script most of the time.
Right, he just acted like
It was just kind of like, just go react. Is he the best actor in the world? No. But he played a good fucking Aquaman, and I'd watch anything that he's in.
Oh man, look at this bird just standing in the rain. I feel bad for that bird.
He's okay.
My biggest positive would be that it doesn't let itself get bogged down by the movies that it's supposed to be tied to.
I'm gonna give this movie a B-. I had a really, really great time with it. Is it a perfect movie? Hell no. But is it a goddamn enjoyable one? Yes.
I'm gonna give it a C+. Oh, I really wish that I had checked the time so I could know exactly so I could know exactly how much of the movie I thought was dull and how much I didn't. I'm gonna give this movie a C+, because I thought that it starts off on the wrong foot and is very boring and stays in this beginning-like feeling for way too long, up until the point where we're definitely not in the beginning of the movie, to me at least. But it picks up and gets to be a lot more enjoyable after that.
I'll give this movie a solid B. I was like teetering on B+, but I feel like that's a little too generous. I really did enjoy the movie. I don't really see myself watching it again just because it's not the kind of movie that I would like rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
If it were on, like if I went somewhere and it were on, I wouldn't be like, fuck this movie, I'm not watching it. I would
Right.
probably sit
I'd
down
look
and be
at
like,
it.
oh yeah, I like that part, you know? It's not like something I'm going to go home and be like, we have to get Aquaman and we have to watch it again.
Right.
So I'll give it a B.
All right, so there you have it.
I just like that it's been raining this whole time we're doing this review because
Yes, and
it
they can
puts
hear
me
it,
very
for
much
sure.
in.
It's a much quieter rain.
It's very in theme. All right, this has been Ride Home Reviews. I'm going the fuck home. I've been watching movies for like 8 hours. Good night.